We've already talked about how conversations around concrete examples are really at the crux of what BDD is about. Cucumber scenarios and feature files aren't just something the tester writes as part of the test automation process. QA folk new to BDD often write Cucumber scenarios after development is done, using the given when then format, but describing detailed interactions with the user interface, with lots of clicks and selects. But that's not BDD. That's writing a test script using Cucumber. And just writing test scripts won't give you the real benefits that we expect of BDD. Nor should scenarios be written by the BA alone and then handed over to the development team. In some teams, the BA will write the feature files in isolation well before the Three Amigos meeting, and then present these to the team as requirements that need to be implemented. But that's just waterfall in disguise, and it won't give you the creativity or deep understanding and engagement that a well-tuned BDD process can bring. A key part of BDD is that process where the team members get together and explore a story, talking about both the happy parts and what can go wrong. Two simple techniques help us have more structured conversations about the features we're building. The first is example mapping, and the second is feature mapping. In this section, you'll learn how to use both of these. Example mapping and feature mapping are both things that happen during the Three Amigos session. We've seen the Three Amigos session before, and they happen before you start work on a story and even before you start work on the sprint. You typically pick the stories that you're going to work on during the sprint and try and figure out which ones are the most valuable, or which ones will give you the highest return on investment, the highest value for the development effort that you're going to put into them. Or sometimes you might be unclear on a particular point, and the best way to investigate is just to have a go at implementing the story and see which story will teach you the most. In any case, once you have your stories, you can then take the story and pass it into the Three Amigos session, where the team members who will be working on that story get together to understand what's going on and what they need to do. If it's not the people who are going to be working on the story, you kind of miss the whole point of the shared understanding business in BDD. In this session, we explore the business rules around the story, and we use concrete examples to understand both the happy cases and the variations. This is where the Three Amigos use techniques like example mapping and feature mapping, which are both techniques that use coloured index cards to describe the requirements in more detail. Both of these techniques are easy to understand, quick and thorough, and they help the conversation stay at the right level, focused on business needs, and not get bogged down in Cucumber just yet. By the end of the session, we have a few concrete examples that really sum up the story's requirements, and we can take these examples and go away and build some Cucumber scenarios. This usually happens in pairs. We don't do it during the Three Amigos. We go away and two team members, typically a BA or a tester, or maybe a developer, if the developer is working on the test automation, they'll go away, they'll work offline, and they'll generate the Cucumber feature files. The Gherkin scenarios they come up with can then be presented in the sprint planning meeting. This is a great way to make the whole team aware of requirements and get a second chance for feedback. And the reason this works is that Cucumber, when it's well written and pitched at a business level, is easy to understand. But getting that well-written scenario is quite laborious. It's quite detail-focused. We don't want to have to do that during the Three Amigos session. In the Three Amigos session, we focus on business concepts. Then we'll go away and separately we'll come up with nice, clean Gherkin scenarios. Let's go back to our coffee shop. Kathy has just ordered her morning coffee on the Caffeinate Me app. She pays for her coffee and Barry receives the order. It will go into Barry's to-do list of all the coffees he needs to prepare this morning. But then Kathy realizes that today she's traveling to another office, so she won't be going to Barry's coffee shop after all. So she cancels her order. Barry receives the cancellation and removes the coffee from the pending orders list. And Kathy, well, she gets her refund.